Okay, this video is about my approach to like lead guitar soloing. And we're going to do this in the key of A, which would be the 5th fret. Yeah, and if you make a A chord, then you go underneath to make a D chord, and then a skip down a fret. Just slide down a whole step, and then that would be your E. So it'd be A, D, and E progression, normal blues progression, just kind of a... So that would be the rhythm to this, and I structure myself in a box, and you can either do the pentatonic, which is, or you can use parts of that and move it, I believe a whole step lower, which would be up in this area, and I'll show you that in a minute, and then, or you can move down a whole step and on the higher strings, which would be the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And I mainly stay in the middle of the A position, which would be in here. So like if you wanted to start off in here, you could use these 3 strings, the 5th, 4th, and 3rd. See, so this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Skipping the fret in the middle, you'd be using your 1st and 3rd finger, which would be your ring finger. So what I do is basically when a song starts and I hear the... and I just kind of play along and I do some bending and pull-offs on these 3 strings. My thought on soloing is you use little phrases, which would be like little licks, and then you kind of add to them, and then you take pauses. And you can throw a half step in on the 5th string, because that fits in blues. So, like, if you wanted to expand this out of those 3 strings, which would be the 5th, the 4th, and the 3rd, you can slide up using your 1st finger to a whole step up to the G position and use this note, and then go back with your 3rd finger to the actual A note on the 6th string, which is the 5th fret. So if you wanted to start here, start your lead, you could start it off by using this A and then drop into the 5th string on the 3rd fret. So it would go. Then you slide up with your ring finger and then you use those notes. Like that. And then if you want to go the other direction, let's say you want to go higher in pitch on your 3rd, on your 3rd string from the bottom, which would be a higher string, which would be 6, 5, 4, it'd be your 3rd string, which is the G string. You would do your slide up here going the other direction, so you would go a whole step. So when you get to your 3rd finger, you'd go down. So let's review everything we got so far. So you can use these 3 strings, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. When you get to the 5th string, you can move up a whole step, then end it on that A. That's what we got so far. Then, if you want to drop one more string, you would use your middle finger in the middle of that on the second string. And that's an A also. No, that's an A. Sorry. So actually you can expand it to that. So if you was here on your G string, which is your third string, and you wanted to slide up to that, see, so you would go, that's your A. So you can end on your A right there. Or you can start there and move backwards. So when you do this half step on the third string, you have to stay half step, then you slide up, and these are your root strings right here, what I call root strings. See, that could end it, or you can start there. And if you wanted to add right there, so we're back where we started. You can slide on that G string up to a whole step from there to there, and then you use your first finger on the second string and go right there. See, and if you bar them two strings, then you can do that little triad thing. So instead of just staying on those three strings, you can move it after you get to that G string, which is the third string. You can move up. And you just expand it. To where you're not staying in one spot, and actually creates a little bit more, I don't know, style. Use vibrato, some hammer-ons without using the pick, pull off, learn to pull off, some speed, slow down, kind of pick up a couple notes, do some 16th notes, and then go back to single, just quarter notes, things like that, and then just kind of stay in this area on A. Now, if you move it down to B, it'd be the same thing. You just kind of stay fifth string, slide up. Same thing. And that's basically my approach to soloing. I don't really have any, I just follow these patterns and I just kind of switch them up, whatever song we're playing, and use a style that will fit the sound I'm hearing. So that kind of concludes what I'm doing. So just kind of can throw in little half steps as long as it sounds in tune when you're playing. You know, kind of like if you're doing, you can hear that it fits the music. So, you know. There's another one where you can do it. And that's it. That's all I've got right now. I'll throw some more on here in a little while.